Hello everybody, and thanks for joining me for another TBT Throwback Thursday thing, whatever you want to call it, I don't care. Realize the title of this kind of sounds a little mean-spirited, malicious, but I promise you it's not. It was just a funny way of saying it. Kind of paying respect to the fact that a company can be so big that they can have these insane colossal failures that we can now all laugh about. They probably don't laugh too much about them. And survive them. And not only survive them, still be huge. Without further ado. Now this one's a little obscure because it wasn't released nationwide, but it's still, the idea that this was a thing is mind-boggling. This is the Mick Lobster. Well, I know when I think of seafood, especially fresh seafood, I think of McDonald's. Well, or just fast food in general, synonymous with each other. Lobster's classy. We're gonna class it up even more. How are we gonna do that? Put it on a hot dog bun. That's classy as shit. It's on a hot dog bun. And as we all know, hot dog buns make anything classier. Then in the late 80s, we have hungry people get pizza from Domino's and Pizza. The only reason they're even going there is because we don't have it. We're gonna be the one-stop shop for all your food needs. The McPizza. Exactly like a Hot Pocket. I've been known to dabble in a Hot Pocket or two in my day, and I sure as hell would not get an Italian one from McDonald's. People are just like, I'm not getting Italian when I go to McDonald's. All of these I have zero malice for in any way. In fact, if they all came out now, I'd probably try it and make a video for it. So this one pisses me off. This is the mixed spaghetti, and the reason it pisses me off is because every one of us remembers in school the worst day of the week, hands down, was when you went to that cafeteria and you're like, oh, what's for lunch? What's for lunch? It's spaghetti. Do you want to relive that disappointing day from your youth? Here you go, $3 please. It kind of seems like the moral of the story is Italian anything doesn't work. Why not Africa? Okay. The problem wasn't as much that this didn't really represent African cuisine, which it clearly does not. They released this during a time that Africa was actually going through a famine, literally starving to death. We're gonna eat this in your honor. Hold the entire thing down, apologize profusely, and then a few years later release it again. Hold it again. Then we've got the McDLT. BLT, bacon, lettuce, tomato? No. DLT, it's just McDonald's lettuce, tomato. So, what exactly is this? It's a plain burger, right? Lettuce, tomato, right? Yeah. And what they do is, they keep them separated. How is that any different than them making the burger and then putting it in a bag and giving it to you and then you eating it? They used a styrofoam container, and this was right in the height of people realizing styrofoam was like Satan's plastic. People aren't gonna give a shit about the environment, but they are gonna care about slightly crispier lettuce and tomatoes. This would be like if you went to Taco Bell, and Taco Bell's like, we have this new crazy idea. When you come here, we give you your taco shell with all the stuff in it, here, and then we give you a little package of beef. No, you do it. I'd rather you do it. The Big Extra and the Big Tasty, which all of these things were created to defeat the king at the time, which was the Whopper. McDonald's was like, nah, completely try to copy what the Whopper looks and tastes like. The Big and Tasty was fine. It didn't taste bad. It wasn't egregious. It wasn't some horrific concoction, but what it did do was it failed to defeat the Whopper, and it also, in fact, was one of the worst selling items on their menu. McDonald's, people like you for you. Because you're good enough, you're smart enough, and god darn it, people like you. Stop trying to copy other people's stuff. Hey, I want to go to McDonald's because they're ripping off this other place. They just go to the other place. Which leads us to their biggest McFailure of all time. Which ironically, just so happens to be our Food Friday, which if you're watching this after Friday, there's going to be a link right now. We recreate this from scratch so you can bring it back from the dead. It's the Arch Deluxe. In the 90s, if you were around in the 90s of any mental capacity, I mean, if you were like a baby, you're not going to remember this. If you're even like 5 or something, you're not going to remember this. But if you were of any age beyond that, you probably remember this. It was said to be like this scientifically concocted think tanks, labs, chefs, focus groups, everything you could think of to the tune of $300 million. $300 million to create the greatest burger and taste sensation your mouth has ever touched. Oh, I gotta try this. But then they released a very curious series of ads, starting off with them acting like this is the mature burger. And here's the problem. The girl would be eating the burger. The boy would be eating a double cheeseburger. Neanderthal child. And it's like, that's your own burger, man. You just insulted your own burger. It wasn't like somebody was eating a Whopper and they're like, only the unsophisticated eat Whoppers. True gentlemen eat Arch Deluxe. But it was like, no, ooh, you're eating our other stuff. God, you're gross. So more curious was this. This is an exploding diagram. Everything that makes an Arch Deluxe, an Arch Deluxe. So not only do they give everyone in the world a recipe, $300 million told them that people enjoy a burger with a sesame seed bun, lettuce, tomato, and onion, a burger with bacon, ketchup, and a secret sauce. Mayo and mustard. Not very secret, not very special. I don't think when you take two pre-existing condiments and mix them, that constitutes a secret sauce. How is that any different than any burger that's ever existed before it? What they found out for $300 million was people like hamburgers the way they are. And they're like, oh shit, really? Should. And then eventually we're like, you know what? We throw the towel in. The Arch Deluxe was a terrible idea. I don't know what happened. And then recently they're like, you know what? Maybe we'll bring it back because everything from the 90s is popular. And you know what? What's the worst that could happen? God. It's like a freeze frame. It's like the ending of Full House or something. And let's not forget this. If it weren't for taking these risks, we would not have things such as the McRib. The McRib, people, and chicken McNuggets. For all the failures, they have gigantic successes. And McDonald's, just be you. Because you know what? You're only a $1 trillion company. And you need my advice. Oh, what am I fucking doing? Please hit that subscribe and join my little food family here. Said that real weird.